Let's have a beautiful experience. In this video, we're going to talk about expecting and how to naturally increase your testosterone, your human growth hormone, and make your penis bigger. It's a beautiful thing. You gotta love it. Alright, before we get started here, please do me a huge favor. Please ring the bell, subscribe to the channel, tell some friends. Of course, give me that Arthur Fonzarelli thumbs up like so I say, hey, and of course, follow me on my social media. I go by Jesus_Detroit on my Instagram, Snapchat, I'm YOUNGDAYGO. And what we're all about here in the BCC, the Big Cock Consciousness, the Big Cock Collective, where I help you manifest a bigger, wider, thicker, longer, stronger, and harder penis, help you naturally raise that HGH. I'm a spiritual guide and a mentor. I'm here to expand your mind and increase your size. So without further ado, I'm here to tell you about expectations and, how this can all, define you. And I know this might sound all, law of attraction and big penis manifestation and, putting action into practice and all these beautiful terminology to help you with your, what we already know. And what that already comes down to is this. You gotta know that you grow. I'm like, if you're thinking about doing like some type of Stallone thing, like, hey, let me tell you something you probably don't know. You gotta know that you grow, and that's really what it comes down to when it comes to expectations. And I know that might sound kind of like, it might kind of like go against the grain of, having to be consistent and having to work out. And you know what? Like Stallone says in, when he was Lincoln Hawks and Over the Top. Yes, I'm giving you a movie analogy. We're talking about, the world don't meet nobody halfway. You gotta go out there and you gotta take it. And he's talking to his kid and he's making him, beat the guy at the arm wrestling. Because it, mate, you know me, I'm a movie buff. And like I said, as long as I'm putting a smile on your face, I'm doing something right. The smile is divine. It's made inside the mind. And you know me, if we're gonna go with my favorite things to say, we gotta come with gratitude. Because gratitude's the attitude, man. And just now, I just woke up a little bit ago after sleeping, probably 13 hours or so. But the first thing I do before my feet hit the ground, go ahead, you know the sound, go ahead and take this breath with me. I got a shot today, I feel beautiful. And when you're going with that, you're putting yourself in that gratitude attitude, the receptive mode that can really help you grow. And you know me, man, whenever I'm sleeping at night, I'm a sleep sorcerer, I'm battling it out in the astral realms. And I'm talking about, some people got a snort for it, jab a vein for it. All I got to do is sleep. And I'm dripping that DMT, Joe Rogan. And, like last night I had a whole bunch of crazy dreams. And it was more or less like a Quentin Tarantino flick where I was kind of just watching it from the back. And at one particular time I was beating somebody up like I was Brain Smasher. And I know, like, that's a movie, that's an Andrew Dice Clay movie. Hickory dickory dock. Oh, and he smokes, whatever, you know what I mean? I like a lot of old school comedians and a lot of beautiful things like that. And the Brain Smasher, well, in the movie, and what I did in my dream is like when you punch somebody's face, like you feel it dent in like mush. And that was what was going on because it was back when I was dreaming that I was working construction, and this guy was ripping me off on this hardwood floor that he was returning, and I'm like, I can't buy that. And the guy's like, you will take what I give, and I'm like, the world don't meet nobody halfway, and I'm just like, bam! I just felt really compelled to just unleash on this guy. And that was one part of my dream, and like I said, man, it was a whole bunch of things going on. And I remember, besides getting ripped off on a job site and having some guy return some wood that I didn't need, and I'm smashing his face like Brain Smasher. That's one part of my dream. Another part, Sebastian Maniscalco actually bought my family. I don't know if you know him. He's a comedian you might see on Netflix. He bought my family like some type of like a huge fish and like beef tips at some Chinese restaurant. Like, I don't know why I would be there, but it was like a fancy place. and it was like some huge fish, and you know, it was some good meat. Beautiful time. And then there was another part of my dream. I don't know why I feel like I gotta tell you guys. It's like somebody was being kidnapped or something. It was pretty crazy, and I'm like watching it from the back, and people are trying to describe who was, whatever it was. But be as it may, the point being is, you know, you don't have to follow this holistic rabbit hole to be able to, you know, astral project and be able to dream and to be able to be in touch with your body. And a lot of these holistic types out there, they're going to tell you all these things. Put a ring on so you can measure how much sleep you get. You should sleep like this. Throw a crystal under your pillow. Make sure you sage your room, and whatever you got to do to, you know, I say salute to that. Whatever you do for you is what you got to do. But essentially, it's all in here anyways. And like I always say, man, if you want beauty to appear, you got to keep this clear. I'm a clear conduit for growth. I'm open for growth. I'm open to a miracle. Go ahead and write that down. I'm open to growth. I'm open to miracles. Miracles happen. You know what I mean? So that's a beautiful thing to know. And when we're talking about the flow of expecting, understanding that you grow, it's more or less, you know, like I said, getting out of your way. And you know me, always going with that wu-wei flow, that Tao practice, the path of least resistance. And like, you know, the guy in the commercial, they talk about umpire, and you go with the wave and whatever it is. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like the most important thing is just finding your flow for the day, because there's plenty of things that you're going to have to accomplish. And obviously you got to do, you know, A to Z, and, you know, whatever you're doing in between is, you know, how you get there. But, you know, of course, you know, certain days can have certain flows, but for the most part of it, you can always find your own flow. And just understand that you're going to accomplish what you need to do to grow, or to whatever you got to do to get to the end of the day. And, you know, not, of course, you know, the other day we're talking about the importance of things and your workouts and, you know, being consistent to it. But like I said, you know, the most important thing about that is to take away that it doesn't matter about, you know, beating yourself up over it. I mean, I'm not talking about, you know, going Geigen style, like, you know, that guy's, he was on the London Grill, you know, these people that just go, you know, they're straight badass tunnel vision, hard ass type of mentality. And, you know, you don't have to necessarily have that, but to each their own, and whatever works for you is beautiful. But I'm just saying that you don't have to worry so much about, okay, I got to do this today. Just intend on that you're going to get it done. Have it set that you're going to do this, because for the most part of this, it becomes naturally part of you. You know what I mean? Like, you're not just going out, you're not just doing these exercises. And of course, I can teach you more hands-on in the BCC, the masturbation for manifestation, the jelqing, the super edging, the Kegels, all these exercises. Like I say, they were, you know, created beyond me, you know, just mastered through this manifestation of who I am, to share the message for you to create your own big penis manifestation. Because you know what we're all about here in the BCC, having a huge piece of meat, you know, slapping at the knees, dropping at the pecs, making you your best. And when we're talking about, you know, the whole importance game of this, you know, you're going to obviously be doing these things just because, you know, for the sake of doing it. Like, going to the gym is a reward in itself. And that might sound kind of like, you know, like corny or whatever, or crazy to some. Like how is going to the gym a reward? It just feels good over time of just, you know, exercising and just feeling yourself grow and expand in that flow. And something that I really love to do, man. And like, you can ask any meathead or any type of, you know, gym enthusiast. If you love doing cardio, you get a runner's high. There's just so many things that are just built in to going to the gym that you're going to not want to miss out on. But be as it may, you're not going to want to, you know, beat yourself up over, okay, I missed the gym today. I did, you know, because like I say, there's so many different things that you can do that you can always essentially be putting yourself in the right mode. And that's why I always use collective beliefs to help me achieve. And, you know, there could be something as simple as green tea or coffee or beer or whatever. And, you know, like, there's benefits. And, you know, like I said, this place has, you know, for every street, there's two ways. There's an up way, a down way. There's so many things that you can grab onto. It's the ones that you got to do for you. That's why I say all truths are true. Just find the ones that make you you. So when you're sipping on your green tea, don't be looking at the negative benefits, obviously, because you don't want to turn it into rat poisoning or whatever that, you know, whatever an article can say that it is. You focus on the good ones that says it's good for your hair, it's good for antioxidants, it's good for, you know, inflammation, all this other beautiful stuff. And when you're doing that, you're reassuring yourself that you're helping yourself grow. And that's really what it comes down to with anything that you do. So you don't need to be like, okay, I got to go to the gym every day because this personal trainer says you got to do it this way. And this is how Arnold says, yes, 24 hours in a day. I'd say sleep quickly. You know what I mean? There's so many different ways to find your own flow that you don't have to get lost on the one track to grow. And that's really what it all comes down to. And with your whole expectations and, you know, wanting you know, intending on having a huge piece of meat, making your muscles bigger, having you naturally raise that HGH and your testosterone and all that beautiful stuff, you know, we're talking about, you know, obviously you gotta believe, man. And like Stallone says, nothing's real unless you believe in yourself. And that's really the truth about everything, man. I'm here to tell you that you gotta believe. And I'm just believing that, like I said, man, I just slept for 13 hours, man. That might sound crazy to some, like, how do you even do it? And I was actually watching a comedian the other day on HBO, Son of a Gary, and he was talking about how if you know, like, doctors say that you shouldn't eat before bed. What kind of horseshit answer is that? You know, it's like, because he's like, when you eat big and you go to sleep, you get that bottom of the pool sleep. And I agree with that 100%. You know, I wake, you know, when you eat before bed, and you know, my favorite way to go to sleep on a day-to-day is, you know, from having a hardcore workout and being able to eat something real big and then going to sleep. Because I feel like if you go with the bodybuilder belief and all the, you know, there's so much energy around that it's just what you're ideally like. You feel really good, easy to do that, and you get really deep sleep, and you feel great when you wake up with a pump, and you feel good that you ate a lot of food because, you know, in a 13-hour period, you want to have all that fuel in you to help recover all the muscles that you broke down at the gym. And that's just one of the best ways, you know, for the one. But that's not, you know, you don't have to follow that completely. Some days you might have to work out in, you know, in the morning or whatever, and you might have to go throughout your whole day and, you know, find a whole different flow to you grow. But just understand that it all works, man. You don't have to get lost like, okay, I have to do that every day. You just understand that you like doing it that way, and it happens to be that way. And, you know, you're going to obviously have more intentions to want to do that, or whatever way goes to your flow. Like, you might be the guy that likes doing it in the morning, and like I said, man, there's no wrong way, because you can find benefits on each side of it. Like, you know, working out in the morning, there's more energy, your testosterone's like this, and they say that there's like I said, you get behind whatever benefit of the day can benefit you. So make sure you write that down, you remember that. So whatever you're essentially doing, it's all a benefit to you anyways. And if there's a day that you can't go to the gym, there's always something you can do. And you know what I gotta preach? Just like Paramahansa Yogananda says, the mind is the wielder of the muscle. So the mind is making the size. So we're gonna go with the mind muscle connection, something that I always love to be doing when I'm always flexing, letting you know that our mind is what makes us grow. It doesn't matter about how much weight that you're lifting, even though you want to take the 90s and 100 for a ride on the incline when you're at Planet. But you know what? You still find ways of making yourself grow either way, because your mind is the wielder of the muscle. It has nothing to do with how much weight you're lifting. It has to do with what you're doing with your mind. It has to do with putting your mind into the size, man. And don't forget, Steve Jobs read his book, you know, Paramahansa. We're talking, this guy brought yoga to the West. That's why his last name is Yogananda. And he's the one that told us, man, that the mind is the wielder of muscle. And that's why whenever I'm doing this, I really feel that I'm unleashing the magic inside of me. And I'm just sweating right now, naked in a chair, long hair flowing, skin glowing, body growing, spirit knowing that I'm letting you guys know that we're beautiful and we have the power inside of us. And anytime you gotta get that last rep out, go ahead and say this with me. I am magic, I am divine, and I can increase my size. Oh yeah, brother, yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Yeah. Whew. Look at that, man. I'm telling you, man. That's something that you could always do. You can always grab energy out of the air, man. I'm just feeling that right now, man. That's a beautiful thing. I'm feeling pits are sweating. I don't know, man. It's like I'm dripping sweat even a little bit right now. We're in Detroit, Rock City, and you know, we got the winter here, and I can still get a beautiful sweat, get a beautiful pump, naked in a chair, talking to you guys, sharing valid, beautiful information to help you with big penis manifestation, help you naturally raise your testosterone. You know what we're all about here. Expect to grow, expect beautiful things. Let's let the water flow for a minute. I say salute. You know, you might see me with a beer or a wine, but you know, I get water in there too. So I say salute. Oh my God. The hair, man, it's flowing today, man. Growing. So when we're getting at that today, when you're expecting, and when you're expecting, I don't know what kind of book that is about pregnancies or whatever, but we're talking about just expect results. Don't get lost on the way. I told you that the other day, and there's just so many beautiful things about just knowing and understanding that you grow, because you're a beautiful person, you're magic. And like I say, man, whenever you go out there, if you're coming with energy and you're coming with love, you can do no wrong. So I definitely got to share this matrix hack any which time that I can. Whenever you see somebody, you know, and across from you in traffic, you hear somebody on the other line of the phone, you see somebody on the TV, and even with your family members, this is what you really need to do. This is the hack of all holiday seasons, man. Whatever room that you're in, man, if you might see Uncle Bill, Jim, Jane, John, Joe, whoever it happens to be, ho, 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 Timmy, you know what we're going with. And like I say, man, whenever you see somebody in that room, just intend on them, or whenever you hear them, intend on them to have a beautiful day. That spirit to feel love in some kind of way, and just go along your day. And that's all you got to do when you hack the matrix, man. You're going to change it, and you're going to make things for the better. Because like I say, man, the universe is a mirror, and whatever you're putting out there is coming back to you. So you want to make sure that you're, first of all, loving yourself. Because when you love you, you're loving the universe, and when you're loving out there, you're loving yourself, man. It has to be like this. It has to be an even flow. You know what I'm saying, man? It has to be. I got a Pearl Jam in there. But what we're talking about is love's got to be out there. Love's got to be in here, and love's always in the air. Energy's always in the air. It's always there, man. And there's always a way that you can just, that you can reach out and grab it, man. So with that, we're going to have plenty more beautiful experiences to come. We got the grow. You know what we're talking about in this flow. Probably 10, 9, 8 days till Christmas. Make sure you guys are out, enjoying this season as much as you can. Focus on the good of it, all right? Because there's people out there that are going to make you look over here and say that that's no good. That's no good for nobody, you know what I mean? So make sure that you're focusing on the good in things. Everything that you're doing, you're always doing something right. So always be on the right side of where you're at. Even if it's wrong over there, it's always right in here, man. Because it's beautiful as long as you believe it. And like I say, man, we might all live on the same planet, but we're all from different worlds. And as long as your world's coming with love and energy, you're doing no wrong. Just want to tell you guys that you guys are beautiful. I love you guys. Make sure you're getting at me on my social media. Checking out my, my KHC, taking care of the neighborhood, my wolf and my bear, couple Pekingeses. We got a whole bunch of things going on. 2020, huge year. Let's grow some more. Let's become the giants that we are, man. Have that huge piece of meat throbbing at the pecs, being able to give it a kiss. How you doing? You know what I mean? Thick like that, massive muscles, obviously head in the clouds, not worried about all the little, people on your feet, Obviously, you don't want to step on your friend's house or anything. But you know what we're going with. And like I said, since we're in a charitable time of year, You know, this might sound like, you know, Salvation Army or whatever. You know, you put $1 in the bucket only if you feel like giving. And, you know, like I said, man, you want to give, you want to donate. You know, I got me a wish list if you feel like participating in that. But with that, you guys are beautiful. I'll be seeing you around. We got plenty more beautiful experiences to come. I love you guys. Peace.